everyone, I'm Sharon, and this is Jamie, and we are Sharon at Sea.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us today. We are super excited to be here to talk about an amazing, beautiful little island in the southern Caribbean off the coast of Venezuela by the name of Bonaire.
That's right, and we are here to give you 10 little tips and things to do around the island if you are planning to visit there soon.
Yes, these tips are Sharon at Sea recommended, are they not?
They are.
Yes, so you're going to want to stay tuned for this. So watch this neat little introduction and stick around. So Bonaire is quickly becoming one of the hottest destinations in the Southern Caribbean for cruisers and cruise ships alike. We were lucky enough a couple cruises back to visit it when we took our cruise on the Carnival Vista, and we saw some of the amazing sights and things to see out there. One of the most popular things is going to be the amazing reef structure that's going on down there. It's kind of like a paradise for divers. So if you're into diving, it's definitely a place that you're going to want to go to. And everything is protected by the Bonaire National Marine Park. That's right, I need to look down and make sure I was saying it right for you guys. I didn't want to botch that one up because it's pretty important. Right off of the coast of Bonaire is an amazing little island called Klein Bonaire. And Sharon's going to tell you a little bit about some cool stuff you can do over there.
Yeah, they have all kinds of cool things you can see. It is known for its diving and snorkeling. People go there for that reason, basically, because there's not much else over there. There are no bathrooms, there are no facilities over there. So make sure if you are visiting over there, you bring a little bag, little backpack or something, and bring some water, you know, a few incidentals that you may need, because you can leave them there on the beach as you are snorkeling. It's pretty safe there. The only people over there are people that are diving and snorkeling. So it's very common to leave your belongings there laying on the beach, on No Name Beach. Yes, that's the name, No Name Beach. Anyways, it is about a 25-minute ride by water taxi over to Klein Bonaire. Also, it is, at this time, it is about $20 round trip to get over there. So I would suggest if you go over there to bring some water shoes as well, because it is very rocky and it's almost like glass. It'll cut your feet. It's very, very sharp. So bring some water shoes, little tip. Also, another thing is, if it is your first time going snorkeling or diving over there, I would highly suggest you maybe take an excursion versus just going on your own on a water taxi, because you will learn a lot more. You'll learn about the reef. You'll learn, it'll just be much more...
Great point.
Yeah, educational. You'll learn some things, less stress on getting back to the ship, all those kinds of things. So I'd highly suggest an excursion if it's your first time.
You mentioned about $20. Is that per person or just for a boat ride over there?
Yeah, per person.
All right, cool. But if you get the excursion, then that'll all be kind of put together in the price of that deal.
Within your excursion.
Excellent.
And there are a couple companies I would recommend if you're going to do an excursion over there, and that is Sea Cow Tours is one, and the other one, there is actually a couple different companies through. If you go through shoreexcursionaire.com, they have a couple different tours, excursions listed there, and the companies they use are awesome as well. We used one of their companies when we went over there, and it was amazing. So, and I will put those in the description below for you. So, and another tip is a great thing to do if you're going over to Klein Bonaire is make sure you try out, if you're going to snorkel, try out a drift snorkel. Those are awesome. It's a big thing over there, and a lot of people do it, and you will see
a drift snorkel?
Yes.
So you're just kind of chilling out and drifting along the top of the water, seeing everything below you?
Yeah, you will see all kinds of things. Like I said, sea turtles. You can even see manta rays and squid. You will see all kinds of fish, all kinds of cool stuff.
Sharks?
Beautiful. Well, I don't know. You might. I don't know. I know sharks aren't known for being there, but
okay.
But you may see one. You
all right.
know.
I figured somebody would want to know about the sharks.
So anyways, if you want to dive or if you want to snorkel, the place to go is Klein Bonaire.
Klein Bonaire. Klein Bonaire. Klein Bonaire.
There you go.
Make sure you check that place out. All right, so we established that Klein Bonaire has an amazing reef structure to see out there. But what if somebody really doesn't want to get in the water, or maybe you're just not able to physically do that, but you still want to enjoy everything that you can see underwater? and the reef off of Klein Bonaire, what can they do then?
Well, actually, I would suggest a Glassbottom boat tour. Now, this you would do through an excursion. I would suggest shoreexcursionaire.com again for this. We actually use them, and we did this when that was one of the things we did while we were there. And most people think Glassbottom boat tours are kind of cheesy, you don't really see much normally, which is true. But this one was amazing. We saw probably as much as we would have seen if we were down there snorkeling and things. We saw all kinds of things.
Yes.
It was probably the best Glassbottom boat tour that you would see anywhere.
Yeah, we've done a couple of them in all of our cruises, and we had a great guide that really broke down a lot of things about the information of the reef, how it's protected, how well it's taken care of. He went into detail about how the sand and things like that, and how storms affect the reef, and how it's broken down over the years, and things of that nature. Talked about what part of the reef was alive versus what may not have been alive any longer. So it was really interesting. And we got not only a great view below, but I was also able to stick my GoPro in the water and get a little bit of video as well, which is very cool.
Yeah, and that's a great excursion. Like if you have maybe smaller kids that aren't able to snorkel, this would be a good option for you. Also,
they will see a ton of underwater wildlife. Fantastic.
Also, if you need something maybe accessible, some of these boats will you are able to get on, they are able to help you on, and you are able to, do a tour like this. So that's another great option.
Yeah.
If you have a wheelchair, or you just have a little trouble, mobility issues.
Yeah, look into that. I'm not sure what the wheelchair options are, so definitely do a little research on that. Maybe contact, ask them, directly if you have a certain situation. But if getting around or mobility is a little bit of trouble, you can definitely get hooked up with one of these Glassbottom boats and get the most out of the reef and really see some gorgeous stuff.
Right, just contact them and there is definitely one out there that will accommodate you.
Yeah, so make sure you check that out. Glassbottom boat over towards Klein Bonaire.
That's right.
Awesome. All right, so we've already talked about how to see one of the most beautiful sights of the Southern Caribbean, which is the reef area off of Bonaire and off of the island Klein Bonaire. What else can you do on land over there?
Well, we're going to tell you a few things. We have several options to do on land. One of the first ones is go check out the pink flamingos. Bonaire is known for having flocks of pink flamingos where they have nesting houses in a couple areas there. So,
flocks? Do you mean pats of flamingos?
Pats. I guess the technical word for flocks.
A flock of flamingos is known as a pat.
It is.
There
Pats.
you have it.
All right.
See, who knew you'd learn a little something special here on Sharon at Sea?
That's right. So the best place to go for this is Gato Lake, and it is in the north of the island, and Pink Beach, which is near the salt flats. You will not really be able to get close to and interact with them, although it is a really cool sight. And if you have a good camera, you can zoom in and get some great pics. Flamingos nesting areas are protected by the local government and are off limits to the public. Mm-hmm. We will list a few recommended excursion companies below that actually go to these areas, but a lot of the sightseeing tours that you might take will incorporate this usually in their sites.
Do you know, Sharon, what makes the flamingo pink as opposed to just being a traditional white bird?
I do, but I will let you tell everyone.
You do? You know what? I don't think you do.
Pink like your shirt?
Pink like my shirt. And my shirt might have got pink the same way. But the flamingo's diet has a lot of shrimp and shellfish. And it is that shrimp and shellfish that creates the pink hue or tone of their feathers that makes them the pink flamingos.
It's also why they like to nest and hang out around the lake, because that's where they find their food.
Yes, and that is how my shirt turned pink, because I eat a lot of shrimp and shellfish. Is that true? That's not true, is it?
Oh my goodness.
All right, anyway, let's go on to the next topic. What else can we do out there in the beautiful town of Bonaire?
Anyways, to get here, it is a beautiful drive you won't want to miss. There's lots of things you could see. And one thing is, after you take the road down to like Gato Lake, it's actually Gatomir Lake, but they call it Gato Lake, Gato Lake for short. But it will bring you kind of right into the town of Rencon.
Rencon.
Want a little history? We'll visit the town of Rencon. Rencon is Bonaire's oldest town. It is also the oldest settlement in all of the Dutch ABC Islands. It was established in the 16th century by the Spanish.
It sure was. And if you want to go there, you can do a lot of shopping, They have festivals and things like that. Every Saturday, the first Saturday of every month is a major like market that they have. And then each Saturday they have smaller versions of the same thing. You go there on certain days, you're going to see kids playing a lot of soccer, or as they call it out there, football. So they have a couple of major teams out there, and it's really just one of two major towns on the island of Bonaire. We'll talk about the other one in a little bit, but Rencon, a lot of history and a gorgeous little spot to go visit.
Another popular tourist site to take in Bonaire is the Salt Flats.
Salt Flats. Now I know at first that might not sound too exciting, but Bonaire doesn't have all the resources and things that a lot of the other Caribbean islands do. But one thing that it does do well is produce salt. Since about the 1600s, Bonaire has been known for being one of the top salt producers out there. So if you are throwing a little salt on your steak or having a seasoning and there's salt in it, there's a good chance it came from Bonaire. About 1/5 of the island's surface is used to make the salt, and that's because they have such a nice, steady, comfortable climate. And there's always the trade winds coming through, a little breeze in the air, and because of the flat-lying areas there are great for manufacturing salt. Now I think they have some pyramids and things like that, or what?
They do. Well, as the salt is waiting to be produced, basically, and turned into salt. You will see it all in like big pyramids. So it's kind of cool to go by and look at those. It's just kind of a nice view. It makes some nice pictures, things like that. So although some people might not find it the most interesting, it's just kind of maybe a little stop to incorporate into your sightseeing day.
Sure, go check it out. I mean, maybe you're not going to run home and tell everyone in your family that you went to a Caribbean island and you saw some salt. It might not be the most impressive thing, but I think you might find it a little impressive when you go there and check it out. It's quite a sight to see.
Just a little something to add to your day. All right, a really fun place to kind of visit there and say you've been is 1,000 Steps Beach. This is a stretch of beach with white sand and it's unbleached chunks of coral. The beach area gets its name from the limestone stairs used to access the beach from the limestone cliffs above. There are not actually 1,000 steps though. There's more like 100, but they're very, very steep. The joke around Bonaire is that after a day of relaxation, it might feel like 1,000 steps when walking back up. And this is also a great area for snorkeling and diving as well. Other than that, there is really not much to do there. And another tip is there isn't much there, although there is a porta potty. And that's about all the facilities you're going to get there.
Thank gosh, at least they got the porta potty. You know, you're seeing a little trend here on Bonaire. Not a lot of facilities, you know. It's a pretty simple island and again, doesn't have a lot of the resources other islands do. It's not as built up. So it's got some beautiful areas to go to. But when you go, you're kind of on your own. So, you know, luckily there's a porta potty at 1,000 Step Beach. So that's a plus. Make sure you bring a little backpack with everything from your sunscreen. Again, probably another area you're going to want to wear some water shoes to protect your feet. Lots of coral, lots of sharp stuff in the water, so be careful with regards to that. And bring a few snacks, some drinks, keep hydrated out there in that beautiful warm weather. But again, you're going to see some awesome sights and a great place to hang on the beach or jump in and cool off in the water as well. All right, now we mentioned the town of Rencon. One thing that's kind of cool to do if you're visiting Rencon on the island of Bonaire is go check out the distillery there. It's called the Kadushi Distillery. I hope I'm saying that right. I think I am. Kadushi Distillery in Rencon. They do offer tours. It's a small little distillery on the island. And one thing that they're famous for is their cactus liqueurs. They are known to peel the cactus and let the cactus peels dry. Now they can be used for teas, soups, natural remedies, but they also mix it with a few special ingredients to create an amazing cactus liqueur. Now I know what you're thinking, isn't that tequila? But no, this is a cactus liqueur, a little bit different, and they use it to make in some vodka, to make some certain drinks, and I believe it'll come in a little green drink. It's really tasty, and I'm sure you get some samples, and they do have a number of other liqueurs that they make there as well. So check out the Kadushi Distillery on Bonaire in the town of Rencon, and rumor has it, it's got a lot of great reviews. A lot of people say some good things about this tour. You'll learn a lot about the process, and I'm not sure about the rumor that the way they dry out the cactus leaves is, I guess they use a very highly advanced dehydrator, which is also known as the dashboard of the distillery pickup truck to dry these leaves out. You're gonna have to get some more information on that. It is something I read. Don't know if it's true, but go check them out. Kadushi Distillery.
And another great thing is the tour is free. It's
What?
only it's
Free?
only about a 10-minute tour because the place is literally very small. It's kind of like one room. It's very, very small. But it is a free tour, and they give free samples.
Oh, I like that. Free samples, and then take home a bottle of your own cactus liqueur.
Right.
And you can turn your friends on in your neighborhood to that stuff.
Yeah, they do have bottles of alcohol for purchase, of course, after the tour if you wish to purchase anything. But the tour is free.
Nice. Go check them out. Kadushi Distillery in Rencon. All right, one other awesome thing you can do in Bonaire, and a lot of Caribbean islands offer the same thing, but they are very well known for their great sport fishing. You can go out there, get a charter boat, go out and do a day of sport fishing out there. Maybe you run the risk of catching the billfish of a lifetime. You might catch some tarpon at certain times of the year, maybe some wahoo, and a lot of other fish that are, kind of residents and local to the area there. There are a lot of rules and regulations to follow with regards to making sure that you're away from the reef setup and all that. It is highly protected. There will be a charge if you are going out and fishing. That could vary depending on if it's included in the cost of your tour or not, but you'll get all that information. So do a little research, find a great reputable charter boat company.
And we'll post a couple in the comments below of ones that we'd recommend you use.
Sure. And so go check them out and have an amazing day of sport fishing. I'm sure they can time it well so that you can get off the cruise ship, go out and fish a little bit, and get back in time, and you'll have a blast. So try a little sport fishing in Bonaire. You know what, Sharon? There's one thing I've been thinking about doing lately, and I don't know, I've just had the urge to get out there and check it out. I want to go on a donkey ride or go see some donkeys. Can I do that if I go to Bonaire?
Well, I don't know about riding the donkeys. You can't ride them, but you can go visit them. There is a donkey sanctuary, and this is an awesome place to add to your sightseeing tour if you have kids especially. Kids would probably really get a kick out of seeing all the donkeys. Yes. So Bonaire, they do have this donkey sanctuary. It is primarily, the objective there is to take care of all the wounded and donkeys. They protect them. You know, it's just a big thing in Bonaire. It was actually established in 1993 by Dutch nationals Maria Malis and her husband Ed Koopman, where they kind of took in the sick and wounded and orphaned donkeys. And they named it the Donkey Sanctuary, and they take care of them. You know, it's open daily from 10 to 5, and you can go visit them there. And guess what? This is really cool. You can donate, sponsor, or adopt a donkey.
You can sponsor your own donkey?
You can.
That is pretty awesome.
You can go on their website at donkeysanctuary.org and you can adopt a donkey. Like I said, sponsor one or donate for one.
That is awesome.
So that's really cool. This is like a non-profit type organization, and they take care of all the donkeys. Bonaire is known for having a lot of donkeys. Yeah. Kind of roaming free there.
So the donkeys are wild, and I think what it is over the years of many years, and probably going way back, and probably having to do with a little bit of the salt fields and the manufacturing and moving product around. They've just had the donkeys, and for years and generations, these donkeys have been there, and they have donkey families and they're reproducing, so they're just a wild animal now. It's funny. It kind of reminds me of out here. It's a little bit of it reminds you a little bit of a desert at times, I think, in Bonaire.
Yeah.
And we have that out here in Arizona. When you go out into the lakes areas and things, you'll just see wild donkeys out there. So I'd imagine the same thing going on in Bonaire.
Yeah. So anyways, but they take care of all the wounded donkeys. And like I said, you're right, the ABC Islands, all three of them basically have a lot of desert as well as some tropical areas. So it's kind of unique in that way. It's not just all tropical and Caribbean like some of the Eastern Caribbean and things.
All right, so we've talked a lot about the beauty of Bonaire and all the amazing things you can see. Another beautiful place to go check out is the Washington Slagby National Park. It's a national park area that covers about another fifth of the island. So far, almost half of the island is going to be salt flats or national park. And it is run by a nonprofit organization sponsored by the government of Bonaire. And it's got some pretty cool things you can see there.
Yeah, it's got a lot of, you'll find parrots, flamingos, all kinds of reptiles, iguanas, just birds, all kinds of things like that. It's just, Bonaire is very into, like, besides the diving, snorkeling aspect, it's a lot of nature.
Yes.
So the beach inside is a nesting ground for all the species of sea turtles found in the Caribbean. There is a visitor center at the park entrance and a museum on site with walking trails. There are 3 different levels of walking trails with different levels for everyone. They also have 2 driving routes, a long one and a short one. So you can take your choice on which one you would like to do if you're driving through there. There is an entrance fee of $45 per person, although if you already have purchased a dive tag, then bring that with you along with the white receipt you received, and you will receive free admission to the park. So there you go, a little tip on that.
So make sure you go check out Washington's Flag by National Park. It's a beautiful place to see and a lot of fantastic nature to behold out there. It's really gorgeous.
Oh, and one more thing. Bonaire is known for all of their Dutch related souvenirs. So you can pick up things like, we picked up like the little Dutch shoes, little wooden shoes and things like that. We picked up some of those type of things in Christmas ornaments, things like that when we were there. So it was really cool. So check some of those things out too.
All right, so we've talked a lot about all the beautiful things to see, places to go in Bonaire, but what if you just want to get off the ship and chill out right there locally in the port? Well, you can do that too in the city of Kralendijk. Hope I'm saying that right. I think I am. Kralendijk, Bonaire, the capital city, is where the port is, and you can get right off the ship there. If you have accessibility or issues, mobility, getting around, something like that, it's a good port for you. It's easy to maneuver, flat streets, wide open areas to get around in. So keep that in mind. For you folks that have mobility issues, nice little spot to chill out in. And you can do a lot of fun stuff, including shopping.
That's right.
Okay.
And the city of Kralendijk. Wow.
You nailed it. Kralendijk. You got it.
Anyways, that is downtown Kralendijk is where the majority of the shopping is. Although if you don't want to quite venture out to kind of the regular store areas, there is that great place right off the cruise ship, about 5 minutes off the cruise ship, where the arts and crafts market. It's kind of like a flea market area.
I think it's called Wilhelmina Park is the area that it's in.
Yeah. And you can just kind of shop around there for all the local kind of handmade things from Bonaire that you can find there. They are known for their Dutch souvenirs, so you can find a lot of Dutch related souvenirs there. You can also find local food and drinks. There'll be bands playing music there. It's just a really relaxing place to kind of hang out close to the cruise ship. And like Jamie said, if you have mobility issues, that is an awesome place maybe to hang out close to in the port there. Also, if you have small children, maybe in strollers, it's a great place to kind of just wheel them around. A little entertaining for them, as well as, you can do a little shopping and have a little bite to eat of local food and things as well. So it's just kind of a good place for families as well.
Sure.
So there you go. That is where you'll find the shopping.
Yes.
Little shopping tip.
Get all your souvenirs right there.
That's right.
All right, so we talked a little bit about shopping in the port area there in Kralendijk, or Playa, which I guess is the name of the town right where the port is in the city of Kralendijk. But Sharon, where can I go to get the best local food available in Bonaire?
Well, let me tell you. There is one place that is known for its local, authentic food in Bonaire, and that is Mikey's Snack. That's right. You might think it's Shack, but it's not. It's Snack. Mikey's Snack. And it is about 12 miles, 12 minutes both from the cruise port. So you would probably have to take a taxi there to get there. But if you want to really experience some real authentic local food, this is the place you're going to want to go. The menu is very limited, but let me tell you a few things that they offer. So they offer goat soup, 2 different stews. You'll find some fish and chicken dishes there, and it's just really, it's prepared, and it's just very in a real authentic local way. And like I said, it's just an awesome place to eat if you want that experience. There's a lot of locals there, you know, you can kind of chat up with the locals a little, meet some locals, and just have a real, I guess, local experience, you might call it.
Yeah, and that's when you know you're getting into a good place. I mean, if you go to a town somewhere, if you're traveling or something, and you go to a restaurant where you see a lot of local people, that means you're off to something good, because they know the good spots to go. I don't think they're going to hang out in places and buy some overpriced burgers and hot dogs and things of that nature. Yeah. So go where the locals go. And in Bonaire, that is Mikey's Snack for all your delicious local food. All right, so we've covered shopping, we've covered food, local food in particular. How about a little bar to go hang out with? I'm looking for something that is within walking distance from the port, and that I can go to, kick back, relax, and maybe even have a little stogie action, if you know what I'm talking about.
Wow.
What do you got there?
Well, there is a cool little bar, about 10 minutes, I guess a 10-minute walk from the port.
It's about a 10-minute walk from the port.
And it is called Little Havana, and it kind of has that theme of like a little Havana atmosphere. And it is, you can get some good drinks there. They have great service, and they also have cigars. So it's a great hangout, real local place, just kind of...
Yeah, they got some live music, they have live jams and stuff like that, so I think it's a pretty popular place for locals and tourists alike to go check out. So you'll come across a lot of places to go have a cocktail or a drink, but one place you don't want to miss, Little Havana. It's a fun little bar with, I don't know, like a little Cuban flair to it. So go check that place out. Right on the water, and you'll have a good time there. All right, so that's going to just about wrap things up with our top 10 or so tips on fun things to do or see in Bonaire. I feel like we're not missing anything, are we? If we were missing something, would somebody be able to point that out to us?
To wrap up this video of amazing tips, we have one last tip for you, and that is where to get the best pizza in Bonaire. And to find out, all you have to do is go to the Rumba Cafe. It is walking distance from the cruise port. All you have to do is just walk off the cruise ship and head towards the Arts and Crafts Cruise Market. Just pass it up and continue down the street and you will see it. You can eat outside and have a nice view of the ocean as well. And the pizza there was amazing. And if you're not a big pizza guy, then there's also a menu for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And there's also good drinks there as well. So if you like pizza, you have to try the Rumba Cafe.
All right, well, thank you, Matthew, for that little piece of information. Matthew, he's our son, and he is a semi-professional cruiser and a professional pizza connoisseur.
That's right.
So he loves to point out where some of his favorite pizza is whenever we go to port. So listen, that's going to just about wrap up our video here with our top tips for things to do and see in Bonaire. We sure appreciate you guys watching.
That's right. I hope you enjoyed all of our tips and things to do. And if you have any tips or things that weren't mentioned that you like to do in Bonaire, please post them in the comments
Throw them
below.
down there. Let us know how you like things. If you give us a thumbs up, we sure appreciate it. If you give us a thumbs down, hey, that's cool. Just let us know why. And we always appreciate that as well.
Right. We have, make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed. We have a lot more port videos, things, and tips to do in port coming over the next couple months. We're going to try to cover a lot of ports, so you don't want to miss them. So
that is correct.
Subscribe.
Yeah, hit that red button, subscribe. Also, make sure you get notified. Hit the bell, and so you'll see we do a live show every Monday night. So you might want to check that out. That's a lot of fun, and we love to share all of our cruising and travel experiences with you guys. So we really appreciate the subscription.
Yeah, and make sure if you ever have the chance to go to Bonaire, it is well worth going to. It is an amazing little place. It is very relaxed. I mean, just getting off the ship and walking around with having some local shopping, food and things like that. It is just a really relaxed vibe atmosphere there.
It's a cool place, and when you get off in port, it feels local. It doesn't feel so manufactured like a lot of ports do. So that's one thing I think that we like about it.
And another tip is, they have had awesome sunsets. We experienced a really amazing sunset while we were there, and they are kind of known for that. So as long as the skies are clear, you're going to get a great sunset.
Excellent, excellent. So listen, until next time, we hope we sure see you again. You guys have a great day, and we like to leave you with one last thought. Happy cruising.
Happy cruising. By
No.
National
Washington Slag By National Park.
Slag By.
I knew I'd get you on that one.
National Slag By
Washington Slagby National Park. Woo! We'll work it out.